Funda UJabule School, it's a school situated in Soweto, first of its own kind. It is a teaching school, basically, where we get the students from UJ who actually come to our school to learn more about good practices when it comes to teaching. And this PLCs, which is the professional learning development that we partner in with other schools, it is something where I can say those roots can then be able to branch into them, depositing those good habits, those good practices of what a school constitutes of.
The department that I head up runs the 2 primary school teacher education programs, that is one for the foundation phase and one for the intermediate phase. Maybe what's most unique about our program is we're the only program in the country, teacher education program for the primary school in the country, that works in conjunction with a university affiliated school which we call the teaching school, and that's the Funda UJabule teaching school. There's a lot of collaboration that we actually work with the teachers at Funda, with the principal, the management, together with the Department of Childhood Education. It also involves, for example, what is happening at the Department of Childhood Education in coursework, that it aligns with exactly what the students are observing in the classrooms, in the observations, what teachers are doing, modeling best practices, for example. The strategic framework is that it's learning about children and how children learn and develop. We've planned our practicum in such a manner that the students follow a child from grade R, and of course when they move to their second year, then they move with the very same child to grade 1, to grade 2, to grade 3. Paying special attention to the one child is actually also strengthening their ability to identify how this child is developing, what are this child's strengths, what are the child's weaknesses, and also to think reflectively on how can this child be strengthened. Another unique aspect of the program, in addition to the teaching school, is that we have a very strong emphasis on service learning. So for those of you who don't know what service learning is, it's a form of experiential learning. So we believe that learning to be a teacher is not just about what do you do in the classroom and what do you do at university, but it's also about learning about democracy. It's learning about civic education. It's learning about how do you meet the needs of your school community in which you work, and how's this linked to your academic content.
I must say that the teachers from these other schools, they are starting to enjoy coming to Funda. At first, it looked like sort of a burden to them coming to Funda and doing workshops, over and over again. And moreover, we're getting quite a lot of workshops from the district itself, and for them coming to Funda and partnering with us and us partnering with them, because it's a two-way kind of a thing. It sort of made them to feel at ease, to feel comfortable, not like comfortable, but to be more relaxed and competent, and knowing that I can be able to do that. I can be able to bring change in a township school as long as I will do things the right way.
The 4 partnership schools join us in our workshop programs. We also work collaboratively with them, where we moderate each other's papers, we plan together, we share resources. The 4 partner schools, firstly we have Naturina School number 2, Naturina's primary school number 2. That's a brand new school that started 2 years ago. So it's a wonderful school to develop because they're setting up all their systems. Winnie Ingekwazi Primary School is a full service school, so they have a very well developed learning support unit. Ntandweni Primary School is a foundation phase school going from grade R to grade 4, but it's a massive school with at least 6 classes per grade, and they have well over 1,000 learners. J.S. Mpanza Primary School is a school that nearly shut down, but the teachers reinvented the school, did a tremendous amount of work, and they have the largest vegetable garden you've ever seen. They actually supply the local grocery stores with vegetables.
There's quite a lot of research that is taking place. There's math, there's language. I think it's going to be very beneficial, to a teaching school, because there's always new findings. So I might say that research is of importance to us as a teaching school, because we need to know and keep abreast with whatever that is happening when it comes to issues of teaching and learning.
The school itself is a wonderful laboratory. It's a challenging brief to realize that here are all these young children, here are their teachers, their parents, the school governing body, and so on. And we need to find out what works here and where can things be improved. And that can only be done by in-depth research. So we have the privilege of doing many of our pilot studies, which we then take further into the country, at the school, where we can do micro-studies, where we can look at the very interaction between teachers and children, and between children themselves. We also study the program that the university has implemented in the school, the teacher education program, and that we've done or are still doing with the University of Helsinki. The model of the teaching school that we try to emulate comes from the University of Helsinki's teaching schools.
So I see Funda as this one big tree where everybody would want to come and sit on the shade, have a fruit of this, get that beautiful oxygen from, and be resuscitated at the end of the day.